Do you guys like Levy's clematis? Isn't it beautiful? He tends to it well every year, and the horses also help him by pruning it. Here's another view of his clematis. It is just loaded with blossoms this year. See down here, the horses prune it. So I don't know if that helps, but it might, because the plant is like, help, help us, help us. So because it's getting pruned constantly, it's possible that it's going into survival mode and throwing out a lot of blossoms. So maybe we have the horses to thank for that too. Loaded. See this beautiful boy here? Now Joe and I, we've had our share of disagreements. Right, Joey? You beautiful boy. He went to lay down for a nap but decided there weren't any mares, so he got upset and stood up. This stallion is exceptional, and I never want to be ungrateful. I'm so blessed to be able to have this wonderful stallion, and I think there ought to be a World Horse Breeder Appreciation Day instead of just a World Horse Appreciation Day, which I believe is July 11th. Because we often hear about bad breeders, but do we ever hear about good horse breeders? We don't, and we should. Joe's 28 years old. He's stunningly beautiful. He was the stallion, the miniature stallion that started it all for us. He's produced filly, colt, filly. Who am I missing, Joe? Beautiful boy, Joey. Maybe you should see him from up on my angle, and I also was able to meet two of the coolest ladies that produce him. A mother and daughter team. Sandy and her daughter Ellie. I just adored them. I still adore them. I still adore Ellie. And we get to meet such wonderful, amazing people through horses. They just care for their horses well above and beyond their own needs. And we hear about bad breeders, backyard breeders, and hey, maybe I'm one of them. I breed my horses in the backyard. We don't have massively fancy barns and grounds, but I put everything into my horses, and I want to make sure that I'm producing good quality. So I guess it depends on how you look at it. Like in some European countries, you're only able to do it if you're inspected. And so to me, I wouldn't be able to achieve my calling if that was the case. Because I would have to be very rich in order to be able to have my horses be inspected and have facilities that were approved. I've given a lot of my all into horses because they have been my calling. And man, have they taught me a lot. So Joey's produced many wonderful foals for us over the years. And even though Joey and I disagree about practically everything, he's still my bud, and I'm still so thankful for him. Sometimes we have some heated disagreements, Joe and I do. When a mare's in season, his reason goes right out the window. But that's nature. The next breeder I want to thank is Libby. Bred beautiful horses up until just a few years after I purchased Lexington from her. He has made the most magnificent temperaments in my whole entire herd. He's a beautiful boy, very Morgan-like, very Frisian-like, incredibly beautiful mover. And again, my photos and videos just don't do him justice. He's far nicer than my videos portray him to be. And so through Libby owning Fallen Ash, Scout's Irish Fable, and breeding Lexington, I was able to bring the L&D Scout breeding into my herd. So able to bring Lexington in as my junior stallion. And so thank you, Libby. It was an extremely worthy purchase, and I've loved him a lot over the years. We've had a few challenges over aggression, but it's just nature, being a stallion. And he's always been good to people. He's just been a very protective and loving herd sire. He knows who his kids are, and grandkids are even. He's a very, very loving boy, a very good boy, and he's gotten even better with age. I think even with the grays, he's even more beautiful than he ever was. He's been pretty healthy and happy this year and shiny. He's a good grooming to bring the shine out, but he's a beautiful boy. So thank you, Libby. She was a very, very good breeder, meticulous breeder. The next breeder I want to thank is Villa of Villa's Miniatures down in Tennessee. And we'll look at Vanessa. Villa's Velvet Vanessa. She's as much of an Arabian in miniature as I've ever seen in my whole life. She's a beautiful mover, amazing color, amazing mother, and outproduces herself. Really just spectacular. So without Villa, I wouldn't have Dove or Victory. or this precious beauty Amelie. I love this Ami. Jamie's getting her. Without Joe, I wouldn't have Nye, I wouldn't have Dove, I wouldn't have Jamie, and then friends of ours wouldn't have Platinum, friends of ours wouldn't have Guy, friends of ours wouldn't have Beauty. So I've bred a very limited number of horses over the years, but I really think maybe it ought to be that June is a horse breeder appreciation month, because without good breeders we wouldn't have good horses. Without breeders we wouldn't have any good quality animals whatsoever. So breeders kind of get flack. Unfair for the most part, I do believe, because as long as you don't breed everything with 4 legs, if you plan your breedings carefully, if you breed registered horses, if you breed horses that have excellent quality, you know, good teeth, good legs, good conformation, good bone, even if they're not riding horses, but if you breed them properly for good health and good dispositions and good movement and long lifespans, I just can't imagine my life without these guys, and I'm so thankful this country, the USA, gives us the opportunity to be able to pursue our happiness and breed horses. Breeding doesn't have to be every year. I mean, for some people, if you are excellent at it, sure, go for it. But it can be as you can afford, as the time allows you. And of course, without Lexington, I wouldn't have Romeo or Victory. So my junior stallion, he's been great. He's so beautiful. So anyway, I thought you guys, if you've lasted through this, it's a quiet, sleepy afternoon. I didn't want to disturb anyone's afternoon naps here. Can you see that I trimmed everybody's hooves? Nina has nice hooves. See if I can zoom in on her good looking hooves. Dove's good looking hooves. Jamie's good looking hooves. But look at these hooves right here. Amelie's hooves. I haven't trimmed hers. They just wear down that nice. She has a slight flare on the inside of that back one right there. Slight flare on the inside, but nothing serious. They wear them really nice. Again, I just wanted to appreciate good breeders, and good breeders shouldn't get flack. We shouldn't receive the flack that bad breeders do, and it shouldn't cause y'all to throw all breeders under the bus. Please keep in mind that people who do this, who produce foals every year, if they're doing it right, if they're making beautiful foals consistently that add to the breed, improve the breed, you know, temperament, conformation, quality, make it so that the next generation of humans can still enjoy horses. Because we've gotten to the point where everything's bad. Horse racing is bad, horse breeding is bad, animal testing is bad. But think about it, if they don't have animals to test on, who are they going to test on? They're going to test on you and me, and a lot of times they're going to test on us without our knowledge or permission. So I'm also thankful for the breeders that supplied me with hatching eggs for the Lavender Orpingtons. Now I don't know the name of the farm. They were eBay hatching eggs. And I'm also appreciative of the breeder who bred my colt ducks and my lovebird and my Siamese. To be able to have a Siamese or a Balinese, they need to come from a breeder. There's a specific low allergen breed, good for people with feline allergies. You've got a poo-poos in your stall that I gotta clean up, miss. But you guys are all resting and sleeping. I'm gonna do that later for you. Why aren't you guys out with Joe? He's so lonely. He's pacing. I suppose I could have brought him in here, huh? Well, thank you guys for watching and listening to me rant. Jesus loves you.